Hello everyone. Let's start our Monday intention activation session. And before starting per se, let's first give ourselves a little stretch. If it happens that you've been sitting for quite a long time before the session, feel free to stand up and shake your legs. If not, just give yourself a nice stretch of the arms, maybe rolling your shoulders as well, moving your head right and left, up and down. And then when you feel ready, start by bringing your attention, your awareness onto the weight that your body has where you're sitting. The weight of your body on your seat. Just notice the points of contact between your body and your chair. Feeling that heaviness, that the effect of gravity. And then move your awareness into your feet and notice the weight of your feet on the floor. Again, the weight of gravity, how it connects your feet to the floor, to the ground, to the earth. And then just have that moment of grounding, this intention that your energy is grounding into the earth. Okay, and once we've done that, let's move our attention, our focus, all the way up from our feet into the area of our chest. So now bring your focus into the chest, the middle of your chest. And here we're going to connect with our heart. And to do that, you can either bring one of your hands touching your heart in the middle of your chest and feel the sensations of your hand touching your heart. Or else just tune in a little bit more into hearing the sounds or feeling the sensations of your heart beating in your chest. And now we're just going to start harmonizing our breathing. So just breathe a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than you usually do, in a rhythm that's steady and comfortable. And we're going to do that together in silence now for a minute or two, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the next step. Okay, keep breathing in and out, slow deep breath. You can also imagine as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart with each breath. Okay, and you might notice a sense of calm, and that's normal with this breathing. And we're going to take advantage of this calmer, more quiet inner state to have a little contemplation. And we're going to start this contemplation by first reminding ourselves of the vision that we have for our future. So in essence, what we want to see realized, manifest into our future. So maybe it's the vision for your life, if you're clear on that. Maybe it's what's important to you, your values. Maybe it's more practical, shorter term goals that you have. In any case, it represents what you're aiming for in the future. So just remind yourself of that, the direction that you're aiming towards, direction that you're aiming for, that you're not there yet, obviously, but that the trajectory that you want for your life. So remind yourself of that. Maybe even have a moment of pondering on this goal, this vision, what it's gonna provide for you, and how it's going to impact the people around you, the community, the greater good. So maybe for a moment, just place your goal or your vision in a slightly larger context. How it's going to contribute to you and the people around you, and possibly even larger, the community or the planet. Or so reminding yourself of what you want in the future, how it's going to impact you and everyone else involved. Okay. And once we've done that, now we're going to have a contemplation of the recent past. The recent past, just last week, the week that has just finished. And to just notice what worked well already and maybe what didn't work as well as we want to. So if that helps you, you can imagine in your mind's eyes as if you're able to lift off to levitate for a moment above your timeline and turning around towards the past and looking at the week that has just finished with a bird's eye view, a place from where you're neutral, you're not in judgment, where you have a higher perspective, and contemplating everything that happened. Just notice in any area of life that's important to you, everything that is already working well, all the things that you'd want to keep, you want to nurture, you want more of. And on the other hand, everything that wasn't quite as you wished. So think about what you would rather let go of, what you would rather change, what you would want less of. And just have a little contemplation, noticing the balance of the two. And for this part, I'm also going to advise, yes, look at things that you achieved and results, but not just results. Also look at process, journeys, the journey that take you to the result or the lack of results. Because sometimes we achieve things, but the journey to get there was painful. And sometimes the end result doesn't work out, but the whole journey was full of satisfaction and joy and was in the flow. So just notice when sometimes that happens and just don't discard some good things just because the end result didn't work out in the end. Okay, so we'll give ourselves 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the next step. Okay. A few more seconds to wrap up this part of our contemplation. What worked well, what didn't work as well as you wanted. And we are gonna gently finish this part by asking ourselves one question. If last week or a version of last week was to repeat itself over and over into the future, would it bring us closer to our vision, our goals, the future that we want? Or is it bringing us off track? So in other words, is our trajectory already aligned with what we want for the future? Or does it need to be realigned or course corrected? So no judgment if you find yourself off track. It's perfect. That's why we're here week by week, doing micro adjustment to gently making sure we align. We align each week more and more onto the future that we want. And so to do that, now it's going to be the fun part. We're going to start realigning if it's not aligned already. And to do that, first, just invite your imagination to play for a moment. And we're gonna imagine the best possible scenario for the week that is starting today. Best possible scenario, the best version, best outcomes. And for that, I'm suggesting we always start by ourselves, imagining ourselves at our best. So when we're in our best dispositions, ways of being, mental, emotional states, when we're in the flow, what do we make happen? So how would the week look like, feel like, sound like when we're at our best, operating at our best, making decisions with ease, taking action with excitement and motivation? Then what do you notice? What happens this week when you're in a flow? What are you creating? What ideas do you have? What actions do you take? How are you behaving with people around you? How are you responding to people, situations? So just have a first round of imagination. What are you creating this week when you're in this flow? And as you're imagining what you're creating when you're in the flow, you'll notice that you're not on your own, obviously, and that your flow is impacting people around you. So just imagine as well, how does that work? What happens when your flow positively impacts people around you? What happens? What collaborations maybe happen? What moments of connection and love, joy possibly happen? And when you're positively impacting people around you, maybe what happens for them and how do they also impact the people around them? So just start to observe and imagine how this ripple effect affects different layers of other souls, other humans around you, and what positive impact it has. And notice, imagine, as a result, what is being created. What is being created for the greater good, for the community maybe. And how is that also coming back to you as opportunities, possibilities, maybe projects that are opening up opportunities. Maybe you're reaping the rewards in indirect ways, things that are being created outside of your control, but that then benefit you in different ways. So just notice, just imagine what that could look like in a world where you've generated enough of a beautiful, positive, renewing flow of energy into your life. And this flow has positively impacted people around you. And now push your imagination even further and what surprises, what unexpected gifts could be coming your way. Things that might look absolutely random, coming from out of the blue, but good news. Good news for you, good news for your loved ones, good news for everyone involved. What could that look like? How would the week look like, sound like, feel like when you're open to these gifts coming your way? And here they might look like gifts, random opportunities, synchronicities, but ultimately they're all linked energetically to the flow that you're pouring into the universe, the world. Just that it has impacted enough people along the way that you can't even you can't even track back the thread. So now the positive reward looks totally out of the blue. But at the end of the day, it is linked to the positivity that you've generated and gifted the world in the first place. So just imagine what would be fun to see enter your life, your experience as a surprise. Okay, and now we're going to set another intention. Just because so far we've imagined how the week looks like and feels like, sounds like, to the best of our abilities. But let's imagine that we've reached the limits of our imagination. That our imagination can only imagine in the current paradigm that we are existing in. Our imagination can only imagine based on what we know already. And there is a lot more possibilities out there that we're not yet able to imagine. So let's open ourselves to detach from knowing how things will enter our life, how opportunities will enter our life, and what they will look like. So just set an intention that if and when opportunities, possibilities enter your experience that look so unfamiliar that you will still recognize them for what they are and welcome them into your life. So here you're detaching from knowing exactly what the gifts will look like. They might look vastly different from what you're able to imagine right now. So you're basically imagining best possible scenarios and saying, or better, or anything that's even more aligned that I don't know of. So you're surrendering the details of how your vision could come manifest. Okay, so now we're going to enter the last phase of our meditation. And I'm just going to invite you to just pay attention now to how you're feeling. We've just played for a few minutes, imagining best possible scenarios, imagining an amazing week for ourselves. How do we feel about that? Remember, your mind doesn't really know the difference between real or imagined. So right now, it's all very real. So just notice how you're feeling. Maybe it's a feeling you're very familiar with, you can name. Or maybe they're just vague sensations you're feeling in your body. And in any case, we're just going to make them stronger. We're going to have them expand. So to do that, I'm going to invite you to imagine that on each in-breath, your sensations, feelings, emotions are flowing into your body through your heart, and that on each out-breath, the same sensations are radiating out from your heart into the space around you and in front of you. So every time you breathe in, imagine these sensations flowing into your body, nurturing your body. And imagine when you're breathing out, all of these sensations are flowing out from your heart, radiating out, inundating the space in front of you, around you. So on your in-breath, you feel the feelings inside yourself. On your out-breath, you visualize, you imagine these feelings radiating out from your heart into the space in front of you, around you. With each in-breath, your body feels them with more and more intensity. With each out-breath, you can visualize them stronger and stronger into the space around you and in front of you. It's like a little fire. Every time you breathe in, you feel the warmth of the fire more and more inside yourself. And every time you breathe out, you see the light from the fire expanding with more and more brightness into the space in front of you, around you. And it's more and more powerful with each cycle of breath. And every time you breathe in, this light emanating from your heart center is getting so bright, so powerful. There's so much energy in there that you're noticing all that energy is starting to concentrate right into the space in front of you. And it's so strong that it's turning into a laser beam. Such a strong concentration of light emanating from your heart. And this laser beam is so strong that it's literally carving out a portal in space right in front of you, like a doorway in front of you, in the space in front of you. And it's a portal in space, but not just in space, it's also a portal in time. And you know that when you're going to step through the portal, you will be entering a different version of reality. You will be entering a different version of your own timeline, a version that is aligned with your vision, with your goal, a vision that is aligned with the sensations, the emotions that you have radiated out. And you're getting ready now to step through the portal. So imagine in your mind's eyes, you're taking a few steps towards the portal and slowly put one foot in on the other side, and then the other foot in on the other side of the portal. And immediately you're sensing that the portal is closing behind you. It's cutting the bridges with last week, it's cutting the bridge with the past. Your past timeline has now dissolved behind you. All that's left is what's in front of you. This new timeline, this new version of reality, aligned with your goals, aligned with your vision and wishes for the future. So I'm going to invite you to enjoy and notice, taking a few deep conscious breaths, noticing how it feels to now be in this new version of reality. Taking deep breath, feeling the connection with all of these new opportunities and possibilities that are now connecting with you. So you might feel tingling, you might feel as if your body resonates to this new tune, to this new reality, as if all of your cells are vibrating to this new soundtrack. So every time you breathe in, just breathing all of these new possibilities, new connections. When you breathe out gratitude, knowing that this is done, this is real. And now we're gonna make this even more potent. We're gonna create an anchor. We're gonna anchor this new reality for your mind and body. And this anchor you'll also be able to use at any time when you need it during the week to remind yourself of this reality. Remind yourself of this timeline and everything that comes with it. And so to do this, to create this anchor, first bring the thumb and index finger on your right hand, press them together, and bring all of your attention on the sensations of your two fingers pressing. Do this for a few seconds. And now switch hands. Take the thumb and index finger of your left hand, press the fingers together, bring all of your attention to noticing the pressure, the point of pressure between your fingers as you press them together. Okay, and now let's do it both sides at the same time. Right and left, left and right, pressing those fingers together. And now bring your attention on both sides at the same time, finding the point of perfect identical pressure on both sides at the same time. Your mind is 100% present, searching for this point of perfect balance and equilibrium between your two sets of fingers, pressing them together, looking for this point of equilibrium, perfect symmetry. And as your mind is busy looking for that point. It is now 100% present, 100% present in this new reality, so it accepts it fully. 100% present, meaning it has no choice but releasing any grip on the past, any connections with the past timeline, unlearning everything that doesn't serve you, accessing all the opportunities into this new timeline. Pressing your fingers together, both sides at the same time, and to fully anchor it once and for all. We're just gonna press our fingers in for 7 times in a row. Both sides at the same time, finding that point 7 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now you can release your anchor. You have now anchored this new reality for yourself, for your mind, for your body. And at any time during the week, if you need to remind yourself of this timeline, this reality, all you need to do is press your fingers together, finding that point of pressure, of equilibrium, to bring yourself back. Okay, so now you can definitely release your hands, and we're going to bring ourselves back. So rub them together, rub your hands together until they're warm. Place them at the top of your head, and from there we're going to gently touch every part of our body as if you wanted to remind yourself of the boundaries of your physical body. So starting with your head, going down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, and then back at the top of your shoulders, and this time on the front of your body, your torso, your breast, your abdomen, and then on the sides of your body, under your armpits, down your rib cage and your hips. Also your back, as much as you're able to reach from the top to the bottom of the spine. And then from your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your legs, ankles, and feet. And here, maybe you can touch your feet and it's great, but if you can't, no problem. Just press your feet into the ground again, like we've done at the start. Noticing the point of contact between your feet and the floor. And one more time, appreciating this connection with the earth, grounding yourself, maybe thanking the earth, a thought of appreciation for the earth, allowing our human experience on this plane in this moment in time. And once you've done that, then we're done for this session. So just go enjoy your week. Use your anchor if you need to remind yourself of your new timeline, and go and enjoy yourself. Have a great week, everybody. Love you, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.